All right, Sanya, we're going to turn our attention now to some rugby and look back at the Currie Cup final from this past weekend. I know it's just a few days after the Currie Cup final, but we're going to reflect on it anyway because we haven't got a chance to do that. So the Sharks and the Blue Bulls,
yes,
a 26-19 win for the Gauteng side, you know, winning their first Currie Cup, I think in about more than 10 years already. The Sharks are still searching for that piece of silverware this season. It hasn't really happened for them so far. So the Bulls basically taking a clean sweep of the domestic competitions, winning the Super Rugby Unlocked, and now into the Currie Cup.
Yeah, it was
a great final though, don't lie.
It was.
It was a magnificent final.
It was. I was on the side of the Sharks, as you know. But you know me and the Blue Bulls, bro. It's one of those things where
you just don't like them.
I just don't like them. I don't like you guys. Simple as that. But
it doesn't matter for them.
It doesn't matter because they, like you say, they won the Unlock competition, Super Rugby Unlock, and now they won the Currie Cup. So they team on the ascendancy. And it was like zoning back on the final. It was a fantastic final. Their first Currie Cup silverware since I think 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So it was well overdue for them, and they managed to deliver the goods.
And of course, the final itself was a very magnificent game to watch.
Yes.
You know, the Sharks starting really well, going into the lead. I think it was 19-9 at some point. And then just had to give it away for extra time.
It was a topsy-turvy match, to be honest with you. At some point it was, at the first few opening minutes, it was a tight affair, counting on the penalties, you know, kicking 3 points here, 3 points there.
Spunkosi dunked in his try.
And then Spunkosi comes through clutch at the corner.
Slam dunk.
At the corner, son. Slam dunk, thinking it's basketball, son. So he slam dunks it, and then that's where you start seeing that, okay, the Sharks are coming up in the ascendancy. The momentum has shifted to the Sharks. And at some point, Sharks were 10 points ahead, and the time wasn't on the Bulls' side at that point. So I'm thinking, great stuff. It could be. But the thing is, the Blue Bulls are a bogey team for the Sharks, especially in bloody finals, right? And I was like, okay, seeing that the Sharks are in this good position, they've banished those demons. This is the time the Sharks are gonna put their hands on the silverware. I was like, this is it, this is great, right? But no. The Bulls
and even towards the end of the match, obviously the Bulls were the ones that came back and took the game into extra time. Even when it got to that, you know, it could have gone either way.
It could
because both teams had one hand on the trophy, and you just could sense the fact that the Bulls are getting into it, and they probably wanted it more at that time.
Momentum shift, because it was ding dong. So at one point it was, like I said earlier on, flipping, like you couldn't separate them. Then it shifted to the Sharks, but by the end, it shifted back to the Bulls, and they just carried that momentum over, and they won. It's as simple as that, they won.
And also talking about the number 10s as well, Currie Bosch on the Sharks, he's been, you know, the main guy as far as the Sharks are concerned in getting those points. You know, his kicking game has been very good, not so much in the final. And you could say the same as well for the Blue Bulls. They I think in the last kick of the 80 minutes, you know, they caught that up. They could have won the game at that time. So the kicking game wasn't really great on both sides, especially on the Sharks.
Look, it came back to bite them, and I think, you know, with finals, that's your, you must get back to fundamentals, your set pieces, your kicking must be on point. Everything is heightened, the pressure is that much higher within a final, and they needed to be on top at that stage. Currie Bosch has been excellent this whole season, and I do feel that he was not at his prime or at his best in the final, but he wasn't absolutely shocking. But because he wasn't at his absolute best, I do feel that because he wasn't at his best, that they didn't cross the line because of that. He is their talisman, and he's put in the performances to show that he is their talisman. But I mean, they couldn't cross over the line, and you know, the flipping Blue Bulls, they bloody did it, the bastards.
looking at where the Stormers are right now, and the Sharks, looking at where they are, could we possibly see now a more dominant display from Jake White's boys, given the fact that they've done a clean sweep this season? Is this a start of a new era for them going forward in terms of dominating the local game?
Look, it seems like it. I mean, from the point where I felt, I never said this on camera, but I felt that any team, any South African team appointing Jake White is putting their hands up for silverware. And I mean, he's delivered. I mean, I think this is what his first season, if I'm not mistaken, with the Blue Bulls as the director of rugby there. So he's doing a great job so far. I mean, what else could he clean up from now? I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's cleaned up all the trophies so far. So unfortunately, it seems like they're going to dominate for a long time. And that is a big unfortunate thing. But hopefully the other guys can step up. I mean, we can't blame the Blue Bulls for being dominant. It's like in any other sport, you can't blame the number one. You can't blame the champion. You have to blame. You have to put the onus on the onus on the other guys to step it up. So the Stormers, the Lions, everybody else needs to pick their game up and make sure that these guys, the bloody Blue Bulls, don't dominate South African bloody rugby, man.
The nice thing though is that the Sharks are not too far off.
No, not
you know, because they were very close to them in both competitions this season.
100%.
So that's really nice to see, and really is encouraging going forward.
No, it is encouraging, and I don't think they should. Obviously, losing a final is going to be disappointing. But I don't feel that they were totally blown out the water. It was not the case, and I do feel that they have some momentum to work with, so that they can not only challenge, but I feel overthrow next season. So big ups to the Sharks, and they have nothing to be ashamed of or disappointed about. Yes, obviously standard, like I said, losing a final, you'll be disappointed, but it's how you respond to that the next season that will show us as the spectators whether you're a championship side or not. And I feel that they are, and I feel they will have, I feel that they will do it this season.